So today we're doing lesson number 11, infinite and no solutions. So the deal with this is when you're solving your equation, the variables are going to end up canceling. And when that happens, you have to look at both sides of your equation. If the equation is true, it means there's an infinite number of solutions. That means any number you put into that equation for the variable will make the equation true. If the equation's false, that means there are no solutions. Nothing will make that thing true. So let's go through some of these problems and then we'll go from there. So our first example that we're going to do is one where there is no solution. That means the equation is going to be false. So thinking about our steps for multi-step equations, there are no parentheses, so we don't have anything to distribute. So I'm going to look on my left side. There are some like terms I can combine, 9x and a minus 7x. Since they're on the same side of the equation, I don't have to do opposites. I'm just going to combine them. So that gives me 2x. 1 minus 5 is a minus 4. Oh, there's a typo over here. Whoopsie. Negative 20. There's supposed to be a plus 2x over here. Oopsie. Okay, my bad. That's part of the problem. So now when I'm solving my equation, first I'm going to take my 2x and move it over. Minus 2x on both sides. So what happens is when I simplify everything, the 2x goes away here. And I have negative 4. And then negative 20, I'm going to bring that down. And then the 2x goes away here. So what you end up with, the variables cancel when you have the correct problem. But this equation here, these don't match. The equation is false. So that means there's no solution. Nothing is going to work. Now, going back, let me put my 2x back in. So if I were to graph these, if I put this into y1, and then I put this guy into y2, when I graph these, I would have, my first problem would look like this. It's a line. And then my second equation would look like this. They never crisscross. So remember where the two equations or the two graphs crisscross, that's where your solution is. When there's no solution, they never crisscross. For this problem now, this I would like to change. So let me just rewrite this equation. In your notes, this should work fine. Negative 20. So this problem should give us infinite solutions. So I have negative 21a plus 2 plus 5 equals negative 7, and then in parentheses, the quantity 3a minus 1. So I'm going to distribute first, so I'll just copy everything down. Negative 21a plus 2 plus 5. Distribute negative 7, negative 21a, and negative 7 times negative 1 is a positive 7. Then over here, I can combine like terms. So I have negative 21a plus 7, negative 21a. So you might notice both sides of the equation are identical. That's also a way you can tell there's infinite solutions. But let's pretend we don't notice. So I'm going to add 21a on both sides. So that cancels. Add 21a on both sides. That cancels. You end up with 7 equals 7. So our variables canceled out, but the equation is true because 7 does equal 7. That means it's an infinite solution. That means any number you put in here will work. If I were to graph this, so it would look like this. Our left side of the equation would look like that. And then the right side of the equation is the same graph. So that means anything works. So now down below on the more examples, this is just different practice for you. This one, the first one would give you infinite solutions. So when you try to get rid of the variables, the two sides of the equation are equal. I put in some tricks here. This second one, when you solve this, I'm going to distribute 12x minus 36, and then this is 14x minus 28. You're actually going to get a solution, and that's okay. Sometimes you'll have infinite solutions, no solutions. This is going to give you an answer. So what I'm going to do is minus 14x, get my variables on one side, negative 2x, whoops. I'm going to bring down minus 36 equals negative 28. So now I'm going to move my 36 over. These are big old numbers. Negative 2x equals 8. So when I divide both sides by negative 2, I get x equals negative 4. That's an actual solution. That means the only thing that will make this starting equation true is negative 4. So moving on down to the bottom, if you want to do some extra practice, when you solve this equation, you get a solution. You get x equals 0. That doesn't mean no solution. It means that's your answer. And then down here for this last one, when I solved this, I got no solution. So if you would like to do extra practice, you can. And then if you're stuck on any of these, make sure to ask us questions. Now, the last thing that you can also work on your own or stay for extra help with us, if you've missed class, we practiced in class solving these infinite and no solution equations algebraically, like we did on the previous page, and then graphically using our graphing calculators.